Hello, everyone, and welcome. It's Megane once again, and you know what time it is. It's time for that retro reflections. Alright. So, what are we going to be talking about this time? Well, we're going to be talking about 2009, ladies and gentlemen, folks. And this has me excited because there was this odd, strange itch, for lack of a better term, to keep doing, I guess, these kinds of videos, but I didn't know per se how to go about it, where at least, you know what, we're just gonna get right into it. Retro Reflections 2009, continuing from the previous series, and we're gonna go do things a little different. We're gonna go backwards, so we're gonna start with 2009 and then go, so on and so forth, because I realize, it's gonna be weird, blocky, I've realized doing it the other way, like from 2000 to 2009, didn't really make any sense. Like how we did with the last one. The last one is because I assumed that was only going to be the one bracket that I did. But let's get straight into it. We're going to be taking a look at the winter. And for those of you that are following us, or want to follow me along with the shows I'll be talking about in order, I'll be using my anime list, because I'm not going to that's the only list I'm using right now. Not sponsored, so I'm drinking. Please drink responsibly. Just some sort of like a house-made thing I made. Anyways, all right, so straight into it. And I already see some heat. Hajime no Ippo, new challenger. So the benefit is that for this audio clip, I say, because I just pull them up and run it, I did I gotta pull up the video file now. I did watch the first episode of these shows for Retro Reflections. I kind of did it. I brought in a new inspiration from the seasonal videos. There you go. Yeah, the seasonal videos. I don't know why I stopped on that. But anyways, yeah, Hajime no Ippo, new challenger. It's gonna be kind of difficult to talk about this one, particularly because it's not the original. And I'm not sure how to go about it besides, spoiling it. But I'll just have the first episode up, I guess. Just a little pieces of it for lack of a better term, show you guys what you're getting into. It's a great show. I'll probably talk more about it maybe when I get to the original, but I guess that's probably around the corner. But it's a great boxing show. I guess I'll just go about it when I can talk about it. It's a great boxing show. You'll learn a lot about boxing. I learned a lot about boxing in combination, of course, with Ashita no Joe. For those of you that are curious how it stands compared to Joe, it's very unique. It's a modern day, so it's a little bit more detailed in how it explains boxing. To some degree, it still has some similar issues, actually, surprisingly, which goes to merit to both shows. But it's its own kind of boxing show. It's a little bit more modern. You get a little bit more variety. It has a little bit more emphasis on other characters as well, so you can see their techniques. It's not just Joe. And I believe Carlos was his name in the as his rival after Rikishi. But moving along, great things from Hajime no Ippo, new challenger. Should you have watched the original, we'll talk about that in a future video. Future going into the past. That's some funky time traveling right there, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen, folks? But anyways, moving along. I think I already talked about Zoku Natsume. It's a show that I didn't really get into. I was already watching Mushishi, and it was really like my type of style, chill, kind of nonchalant. This one seemed a little bit more not my style. Moving along to Chrome Shell Regios. Now I did watch this, and my past self did watch this, but then I came across the first episode of this show, and I well, you know what happened. I started clicking through, which means I started losing interest very fast, and it was so crazy on how let me explain this genjutsu to you, everybody. So imagine a show that is so crazy. So they managed to blend the military academy along with the school element so well. I didn't even notice it. I just thought, oh wait, typical high school. Damn it, right? But then it was like, oh wait, her platoon. I actually, took some time to read what they were saying, but it just didn't seem. Nah, I'm giving it more time than it's worth. Let's keep moving along in the winter. Honorable mention Aki-kan. I did finish it a long time ago, but I'm not gonna bring it up into your face. I'll just talk about it. It wasn't that good as an ecchi show. It wasn't as memorable as something like Baka Test, or of course Prison School, but that's like the pinnacle. And then also Minami K Okairi. I'm not gonna bring that up too well. I didn't think highly of that show. It's comedy, but comedy slice of life. It's gonna be hit and miss depending on your comedy preference. I'll say that. And then we're gonna keep going. So I'm gonna be a little bit more comprehensive. I'm actually gonna try and go through the OVAs, ONAs, and whatnot. I'm not gonna do continuing because we're gonna be going backwards. So we're gonna have an opportunity to, cover those shows that we may or may not have, thinged or whatnot. So it's gonna be kind of rough. I should probably just go straight to ONA and OVA, but that's okay. Haha, there's a bar right there for you, ladies and gentlemen and folks. Oh, I heard a little sparkle. That's kind of funny. But anyways, I'm just trying to comb through the winter. Sorry, excuse me. Oh, but honorable mention also to Afro Samurai. I said Afro Samurai. The disrespect. Afro Samurai Resurrection. I did watch the first movie. I haven't watched the second one yet. I'll keep you guys posted maybe on that one. That's just something that flew under the radar for me. I forgot to watch that. So that's something I am looking forward to watching in the past. Future past. Let me stop doing that. But that's going to be the gimmick here, because this year has seemed very nice. I'm going through the movies, trying to comb through, see if anything I missed. I did actually go, because this year, well, not this year. Well, we can talk about this year, but we're not talking about this year. We're talking about 2009, this year. Anyways. You see what I did there? Yeah, and that was pretty much it for the winter. We're going to move on. We got to move on real fast, because I realized I spent quite some time on those shows. Anyways, 2009 spring. Let's see. We're springing into action here. Pooching. All right. Let's take a look. I didn't have this already stinged. Okay, first show. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Ooh. Yeah, this is a nice one. Now, I remember this one somewhat vividly, so the desire to rewatch it isn't as high as some of these other shows. But this is a good one. I mean, what can I really say that my predecessors haven't already said about this show? It has great story production quality for what you get in 64 episodes. Should you be patient enough, it is a really nice, well-rounded story that has a big picture and a small picture, and it does well at showing it for both Elric and his brother Alfred. Ooh, I'm guessing that's how long it's been. Anyways, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, full recommendation. Great show. You'll have a laugh. You'll have a bit of everything. It does a bit of everything, kind of, but at the same time, it does it well. It makes you really think like a bunch of, the development on that was really nice. Moving on to K-On! Will be an honorable mention, because I didn't watch K-On! At all until I thought about making this video. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go watch one episode of K-On! And let me go find K-On! So, what does Megane think of K-On!? Well, what can I say about this show? I didn't think I'd like it, and that's why I avoided it for so many years, so to speak. So when I first popped in, it was interesting. It had the same Kyoto animation feel with just a little bit more. I'm not unfamiliar with female lead characters. It was just kind of, it took me aback because I forgot what year it was, and I was like, oh wait, this is 2009, and I completely forgot about, I was like, why does it look worse than what I've seen before? And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot, I'm not watching something new. But you get the toast. She's running late for school, toast in mouth, and then you get the opening which, and then it's like, oh, is that my guitar? Oh shit. And then we're gonna move on, but you don't see the guitar in the opening, but that's okay. What you do get is a little bit of a flavor of what's going on with everybody in their person. I really liked how it started, honestly. Ooh, and then we get her fine teacher. Oh boy, look at. Oh, I'm about to play this one back. Oh yeah, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, getting a little sidetracked here. If they could have her as a mentor. Anyways, back to the. So they're trying to form the Light Music Club. Long story short, let me not go into this. This is not a Keon video. See, and there we go. Kyoto Animation has gotten to me. They got me into the Keon trap. So, that is a show I'm looking forward to. Honorable mentions. I haven't watched it, but now I will be. Moving on, Higashi no Eden. I have watched this, and I remember the ending being so lackluster that I told myself I wasn't gonna watch this again. So I don't really have. It's a great drama mystery show. Ooh, excuse me, but you know, for me, I say the ends gotta justify the means. The means gotta justify the ends. Everything's gotta balance well. And if your ending is really just falling flat too, then you know I'm not gonna give you a slap on the wrist for that. Moving along, let's see, Suzumiya Haruhi no Yutsu. Did I pronounce that right? Hopefully. That is yeah, Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya's second season. I'm not sure what to say about this because this series. Now I'll go straight to the jugular. This series is known for the endless 8 episodes, and these episodes are known for basically being repeats because they're stuck in a time loop. And the show does a pretty nice actually illustration of them being stuck in a time loop in the way of having 8 episodes, very similar. They're different in some ways, like nuances, like they might change the color of the bathing suit or something like that, or you know, it's been a while, but 8 episodes of this series is pretty much the same. So it's like it's difficult to criticize from that standpoint. Well, they're similar, very similar. So, and then they get out the loop, and then, you know, it's pretty much slice of life from there. So what I'm going to do is just take a quick little stretch of my arm into Retroflexion 2010 and grab The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya, the movie, and just recommend that in place of this. I mean, this is also a nice little addition, but should you feel burnt out and frustrated onto this second season of Haruhi, the payoff will be the movie, and I'll just leave it there. The movie was great. I mean, you guys could have already guessed I'm a Nagatayuki shipman on that deck, but it was the glasses scene. I'm not gonna lie, it was blushing. But moving along from that, 2009, we'll just call it 2000. Haruhi 2009. Meh. In combination with the movie, it's nice, but standalone, it really loses its purpose as to why you should watch it. Just besides for fan service, but not in the ecchi fan service, like, you know, literally just because you want more Haruhi. It's that kind of show, at least for that second season. The payoff is the movie. We're gonna move on. I've been rambling on. Anyways, Azura Crime. That'll get an honorable mention here because I don't remember this show at all, but I did finish it. And I watched the first episode, and then I started clicking through, and I was like, oh no, this is one of those shows that I watched when I had too much time on my hands. But it's okay because I can use that time to save you time. In saying that show was a weird, interesting, experimental mecha. It had its visuals screamed low quality. Let's just say that. But it was an interesting ride, but I don't remember anything from it. So I guess it wasn't good enough to leave a lasting memory, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. Moving along. Also some honorable mentions on what I may or may not watch. Maybe, well, no, never mind. Wrong part. Wrong season, ladies and gentlemen. I forgot I'm on the spring. I got all 4 tabs open, so you know I can see all the seasons. So that way, when we take a look at what our anime of the year might be for 2009, we can judge it. So ONAs for the spring. Now I did go into the ONAs. I went into Eve no Jikan, or Time of Eve, but I kind of did a shortcut and watched the movie and that was actually really good. That was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. It had a okay. Let me describe it before I say what I liked about it. But so Eve no Jikan is about a society where androids and robots are now commonplace. They follow the three rules of robotics from Isaac Asimov's, if I pronounce his name correctly. And basically the interaction of how these robots develop in society and how we react with them and how they react with us. And so basically it's whether, they can generate emotions and then generate preferences for their owner / operator / master. Great movie, or great 6 episodes should you choose. I didn't watch the 6 episodes. I watched the movie. It compiled it pretty well, I suppose. I just wanted to watch all at one go. I didn't feel like grabbing, the 6 and then, yeah, you guys get the idea. It was a great time. Let's see what else was in the spring was worth it. Now I will be honest here. I did watch. Oh, there was a To Love Ru OVA. Yeah, okay, I did watch To Love Ru, but again, looking in the past, I don't think highly of it. It was. I know it's wild to think that you can have a good story and good ecchi, but it's kind of like one of those things where. Nah, we're not gonna talk about it. Don't watch it. And then next OVA, that's Spice and Wolf. I think that shows up this season, so I'll talk about it in that appropriate. I won't talk about it in OVA format. I'll keep the core for the core. Not unless I already talked about the core, if that makes sense. I know it's pretty difficult to watch, but I'm trying to just pick up. Okay, no, we're done with the spring because I'm looking through the movies. Unless there's a special. Nope. Okay. Now we're good. Maybe I just fill this in with random blanks and whatnot. But there's some interesting things here that I actually do want to watch, like X Samurai Sengoku. Maybe it has some. There are some shows in here that you would want to watch. And on that note, we're gonna move on to the summer 2009. I was about to say summer 16. wrong video. Anyways, and straight for it, we're going with Bakemonogatari. Now, I had a lot of opinions about Bakemonogatari, and I still do have a lot of opinions. So how can I describe it? Bakemonogatari, it's basically your harem show. Your mystery, romance, supernatural harem show, but they all fall in love with Araragi in some way, shape, or form. And it was hard for me to interpret that illustration early on. It just seemed like, because from what it was, or from what it looked like in my younger days, it just looked like a really nice, well-developed show that was a mystery show that kind of dived down and became reduced into a harem show. But it was always a harem show. When I see that from the beginning now. I watched episode 1 and it left a good taste in my mouth. I know that sounds weird, but we're gonna take a pause for that. And yeah, it was a great experience. It had me tickling for a rewatch, and you guys know that I don't rewatch shows too often, so this was actually a quite pleasant experience. And moving on to Spice and Wolf season 2. On a similar note, this was a slice of life fantasy romance show that I thought was going to teach you about economics, with him being a merchant and all. And now, not to say that takes away from the show, but really what the show really chose to highlight is basically just a relationship between the two. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Not to say that it's bestiality, but I don't remember too much from this show besides their relationship, and then just him just traveling, and then maybe he got a shop, I think, maybe, but that one's on the table. I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm 50-50 about it. I don't regret watching it, but I wouldn't rewatch it because I know exactly what I'm getting into. So it's like, okay, that was nice, and then I don't want to talk about it. Not that I don't want to talk about it again, but it's like, what is there to talk about? Moving on, Kanan. I did watch Kanan. This was an interesting. I did watch it, and for the sake of this show, I did watch the first episode, and it brought some interesting ideas. I don't remember. I remember the ending being kind of weird. Well, I already saw a buddy massaging her feet like that, and that was already a little strange. Well, I already knew this was gonna be a strange show. 2009, I guess. But I'll leave that one on the table. I don't remember. I can't say I think highly of it, but I did finish it. Do I want to finish it again? Maybe. Moving on. It's another show similar to this situation. Needless. Oh, excuse me. Needless. I don't know. It was, just the fun, slapstick, etchy kind of show. The chick I just didn't really find kind of that funny in some scenarios, I guess, because I guess her parody, it's a parody show. It's supposed to be a parody, but the comedy will be hit or miss, and it was somewhat hit or miss for me. Too much miss for me to rewatch the whole thing, but that's going off the top of my head, and I'm just gonna keep scrolling. Ha, got you there. All right, moving along. Let's see what we got in the O&A section. Now, O&A, no, yeah, even no G-Con, we covered that already this summer. I guess it was continuing. I might go watch Hellsing Ultimate. I haven't seen that. Alrighty. And I also brought some snacks. Well, kind of snacks. I really just brought these Twizzlers to use as a straw for this drink, but so far, none of them have been able to be successful. This one might be. Nah, it's pretty bad. But the summer is looking, after that, it looks like it's drying up. Well, oh no. Summer's actually looking pretty good. Summer Wars. I'm gonna go watch that maybe. I'm planning on watching it. It looks nice. I can't believe I slept on this kind of thing. I gotta go read the synopsis. But let me know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen and folks, whether Summer Wars is worth the watch. Well, I talked to you about one of the Evangelion movies, Evangelion 2.0, You Cannot Advance. Now, I had an awkward experience with those movies. I didn't really enjoy them quite as well as I did the original series, and because it just felt like a more theatrical version, but literally theatrics. Like, it didn't feel like it highlighted more of the. It just felt like stretched out Evangelion, watered down Evangelion, and that's all I can really say. Moving on, Redline. Now, Redline, finally a show I can pull up. Well, I was supposed to pull up Bakemono. My Hanakawa. I can't forget my Hanakawa. I'll add something just for her. But anyways, even though she likes Araraki, but that's okay. We'll leave her be. Redline. Redline was a... Okay, so I'll say Redline is basically no rules, foot pedal to the metal racing. But the best part about it is it's sanctioned pedal to the metal, no rules racing. And I'm struggling to find it. Here it is. And it's kind of surprising. It feels like if it came out 2009, but it doesn't feel like it came out 2009. It's crazy. But what can I say about this one? It's a great, if you enjoy racing, or if you enjoy a nice good story, this one will do it for you. It'll tick all the bells. Well, it ticked all the bells for me, but of course, me being a fan of racing, it was the obvious choice for something to watch this season. Oh yeah, because you got your nice baddie, and then you got his goals and aspirations. The show shows you all that, but but it also tries to remain, it's got that it's managed to get a timeless kind of vibe you feel to it. But I'll just deduce this down to good writing, a good team, good story, stuff like that. I've had a lot of fun with Red Line. There's really a lot I can say, but I'll leave that for another video. Were there any of the movies? Maybe? No? Oh, now I'll talk about that in another video. I don't think I'm supposed to be. I saw the Planet After story, but I think I didn't air here. So we're gonna move on to the fall. This is gonna be quite a video. So Fairy Tail. I will talk about Fairy Tail because I actually did watch 175 episodes of Fairy Tail. And what did I think about it? What I thought about Fairy Tail was that it was a nice shonen fantasy show that was mostly about the comedy. If you're looking there for the combat in terms of improvement in training, something similar to Dragon Ball Z, maybe, or Naruto, then it's not gonna quite have it. From what I remember, there wasn't too much to do in the way of training or showing that in the show. Yeah, and then that's pretty much it. I don't think highly of Fairy Tail, unfortunately. It was all right. For the shonen shows, it's down there for me, to be honest. And not to say that it's bad, but there are better shows if you're looking for friendship. I mean, I just think Naruto's more cooler, but it might be targeting a different audience. Again, Fairy Tail might be targeting a more younger audience. Moving along. Toaru Kakaku no Railgun, or a certain scientific railgun. Now, I didn't think highly of Railgun when I watched it. It was kind of those weird. Here's the weirdest thing about Railgun, because I watched Railgun and Railgun S. I think I may have talked about that in one of the other retro reflections. Chew it. Thank you guys for watching those if you did. But for Railgun, it just felt like cute girls going to high school that had superpowers to some degree, until it started getting about the I guess the accelerator project, if I remember the name of it. But it felt like a derivative of a intellectual property. And then when I finally went and watched, because my friend put me on Railgun, and I was like, okay, this is nice or whatever. But then I went ahead on my own and watched a certain magical index, and I thought that was really great, but we'll talk about that when that time comes. But with that being said, Railgun, if you're a fan of the series, it might scratch your itch, but other than that, it didn't scratch mine. Moving on. Sora no Otoshimono, I think that's Heaven's Lost Property, another ecchi alert show. Some of these shows, when the focus is the ecchi, you forget what it really was there for. So it's like, it's almost like you might as well just go handle your business. Anyways, I'm trying to find anything in the fall. Yeah, in the fall there wasn't really too much. There was the Zero Crying second season, but again, you guys heard my opinion on the Zero Crying. Let's see, were there Ones? No. There was Halo Legends, oddly enough, but that was if you're a Halo fan, maybe, but it's hard to consider that. Well, I guess we can consider anime if we're gonna consider other things anime, but that's gonna do it. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. So the fall of 2009 was looking pretty short coming, but let's see, and there's a lot of shows here that I have to consider now for what was my go-to for 2009. And now we're looking at movies as well, so I'm looking at Redline, I'm like, dang, that was a good movie. And in The Time of Eve, that was also a really good movie. Sheesh. Okay, all right, so for 2009, I'll have to give it to Bakemono. Full on, I'll give it a Full Metal Alchemist. I didn't really mean to do that there, but yeah, because I've seen all of the Monogatari series, and I'll consider that the whole span of Full Metal Alchemist, and I'll say Full Metal Alchemist, anime of the year 2009. I'll give it to him. But that'll do it for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I had a great time going through all this research and figuring out. I picked up some new shows that I might watch now when this new season is the next upcoming anime seasons are looking a little short. Maybe we'll see. On a side note, or as an update, I'm keeping up with Blue Period. I think it's almost done soon. It's looking actually really good. I'm only on episode 4 or 5 of the making of this audio, so I'm trying to wait for it to come out so I can just catch it all in one go. You guys know how I flow, and that'll do it. And I hope you like and comment and subscribe, yo. All right, I'm getting too caught up on the rhyming, but that'll do it for me, ladies and gentlemen. Like, comment, subscribe, or should you feel more committed, support the Patreon. Let me know what you guys think about this year, or what shows you guys are watching that may or may not have place in this show season. I will be covering more, but again, this will take some. I'm gonna do a better job this time around. You guys get the idea. You'll see what I'm talking about. But that'll do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. Peace.